Hey, I thought I'd flip things around and change the intro just a hair for you guys. Welcome to another Thursday Live with Manana Nomas. It has been almost 80 degrees this week here in Hutchinson, Kansas. And so I broke out my spring hat and thought that I would try and enjoy things just a little bit more. Folks, awesome to have you. Now, I tried a couple of different things, pardon me, a couple of different things this week. Um, First things first, I did not send the announcement email on Monday. I'm doing a little something looking at our analytics, our website, our email sent, our open rates, and our open rate has been well over 50% for like the last 6 weeks now. I mean, it's been pretty cool. It's been really cool to see that like the open rate kept climbing. So then I wanted to see, and this is going to be sound a little bit weird, but I wanted to see, hey, if I skip a week, if I don't send an email, if I get a cadence going of, months and I miss a week, would people miss it? And will that affect the open rate next week when I return to that? So these are just questions. They're experiments, right? When you're a digital agency, you want to not just guess when your clients ask you questions. You want to be able to have answers. And so every now and then I'll experiment and I'll say, okay, hey, this works really good. This didn't work really good. If we missed a week, this is what happens if you miss a week. Like those are the kind of things that I want to take a look at. And so during the pandemic, I went through a phase of about a year where I sent an email every day. Every day I was trying to send something positive, some kind of a blog post and something positive. And I thought that was a good thing. And what I learned through that exercise was emailing people every single day is not a good thing. So no matter how much value you bring to the table, you don't always know what the response is going to be from people. Pardon me. It's just allergies. I swear it's just allergies. And you don't know what the real reaction from people is going to be until you try it. Until you try it. So that's what we're doing today. Now we've got a couple of things that I wanted to talk about today. And this is more of, I kind of switch these these weekly talks off. Like sometimes it's a tech talk. Like, we talked about the advantages of having an LMS. If you're any kind of business, you should have a learning management system as the back end of your website. If you're any kind of business, you should have an LMS as part of your website. I truly believe that because there's so many use cases where it just makes sense. So we talked about that. We've talked about the use of AI. We did 2-week series on the journey, the personal journey of AI that we've experienced. And not for nothing, I spent an inordinate amount of time this week using AI to do some work. And so it is, if we use it correctly and if we kind of monitor our outputs, and we don't get too full of ourselves, AI can be a great, great, great tool. So we're getting that experience right now firsthand, which is really cool. But today is going to be one of these like leadership mindset kind of talks. You see, we consult with a lot of businesses, and me as the owner of the business, I'm also involved in like coaching the mountain bike team and working with the college age kids at the church and some other things. And so things come up that a lot of people don't get to experience. And so when I bring up these ideas, sometimes it's exactly what somebody needs to hear when they need to hear it. And so over the weekend, when I was mountain biking, I had the opportunity to work directly one-on-one, actually 3-on-1. There was 3 of us coaches and then one student or athlete, right? They're athletes. It's a mountain bike team. So it was one of our athletes, and it was our first time on trail. And it was a trying experience. The trying part was all me, was all my head. I didn't have the patience. I externally displayed grace and kindness, but internally I was like, oh, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. And the athlete never, through all of these trials and errors, and I'm not going to tell the whole story because I went live on Monday. If you want to see what I talked about on Monday, you can go back and take a look at the replay. My point there was she never had a negative word to say. She was facing challenges. She was facing obstacles. She was facing failure through those obstacles and challenges. And she never said, I quit, or this is stupid, or can't we just take the shortcut? Right? In business, how many times do you hear, isn't there an easier way? Can't we just take the shortcut? I mean, she never articulated any of that. She may have felt it. She may have internally processed it, but she didn't express herself in a negative way. Instead, she was positive. She's going to do it. She's going to do it. She's going to do it. And then she got done that lap, got back to the parking lot, and there was the smile. And that was such a learning experience for me. She's 40 years my junior, and I'm looking at this child like, you've got it. Like, you might not be a great mountain biker. You might not be a great mountain biker, but you've got this game of life. You've got this game of life nailed down. Challenges and abject failure is staring you in the face. And you're like, oh, you know what? Slow and steady gets there. Slow and steady, slow and steady. Right. And she got there. She finished and had a sense of accomplishment. She's got the key to life figured out. And so many of us and so many of my clients do not. And so that's been sticking with me since Sunday. Here we are Thursday already. So folks, I see you popping in here. I see the numbers are going up. So I'm just going to reiterate, if you have a comment or you just want to say, hi, good morning, or hey, I'm from Canada, or whatever, go ahead and put those comments in there. All right. My next topic after this resolve thing leads to focus, because if we're going to have resolve, if we're going to have the ability to stick to something, if we're going to have the ability to pour ourselves into something, well, then we kind of need that focus to know what to pour into. And that's kind of like my next level. If you're an American, and I know that people see this all over the world because I get comments from all over the place. So bear with me here. If you're an American and you work at home or you work remotely or you're on the computer, how difficult is it for you to just be bombarded all day, all day with they're firebombing Teslas now. They're this with Canada, this with Mexico, this with Poland, this with Italy, this with Ireland, this with Greenland. It's boom, 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 boom. The synapses in our brains are seeing all this stuff. And I know it's affecting people because when Joe Biden was in office, I had met some people at different conventions and different things. So I had met people that, and prior to that election, I had met people that started an organization. One was public speaking. One was a humor channel. One was, and the rules were no politics, no politics, no politics, no politics allowed. So they started a humor channel in Facebook, and it was fun, and no politics, right? That was the rule. You don't bring your politics here. Well, then Trump won the election, and all of a sudden, these people are the ones putting in all the political stuff in the channel they said no politics to. And what I find unique there is that for years, people kind of honored the no politics thing. Like they said, fine. Yeah, it's nice to have a channel without politics. I just came here to laugh. Like, this is a humor channel. I just came here to see a funny meme and move on. Right. Well, now it's not like that. I have other people that I associate with in the WordPress world, and I see a lot of like weird things get posted, and it doesn't, there's a lack of alignment. There's a lack of alignment with what that person, people, what they say, what they do, the products they make, and then what they espouse in what they're posting, there's like a disconnect. Like that doesn't make sense. And I see it and I go, I know you. Like I have conversations with you. I don't think you really feel that way. But I don't know what it is. So I go back to focus. I already know that I'm having a hard time being distracted by all the nonsense. I go into update, X accounts for 3 or 4 different companies. So when I go into those X accounts to make updates for 3 or 4 different companies, it's just notifications that I got to clear out. And then I got to see, are there any direct messages, and are there any mentions I got to go, so I got to go through these accounts, and I have to, do the work for the client. And I got to tell you, lately it has been work. It's been work to not get distracted. It's been work to focus on what needs to be focused on. Now, you hear me saying all these things, and I'm not going to take a bunch of time today. Where does resolve and focus lead to? Because those are the 2 keywords of the week, right? I said resolve, that stick to itiveness, that don't give up, that all that stuff, and then focus. So if we have resolve and we have focus, we can start to build things. And that to me is kind of a really cool deal. So I'm going to go into a quick screen share here for you. And we're going to go first to, I thought that's where I was going to go. This is my pages listing. Let's go over here and take a look at the homepage. So here's the homepage to Mañana No Mas. Folks, talk about resolve and focus. I have been working with different AI tools to work on better local SEO for my area. Okay. So, and these are all exercises that I do with my own clients, right? So I go back to this all the time. If I can't execute for me, what makes you think I can execute for you? And so I do this all the time. So here's samples of work. Everything links through to other things. And there's a nice little funnel that's really starting to take shape inside this website. But something occurred to me, and it's mind-numbingly stupid that I didn't think of this earlier. You see, if we go to course list, you're going to see that even though I have a business that's not really in the business of courses, I have a business that shows other people how to do their courses. Does that make sense? So I run with this portfolio of courses in my website that of course are for sale. People can take them, and we have students. I don't want to say that we don't have students, but I haven't really actively pushed, our from a coaching perspective through this website. Got to be very specific. From a coaching perspective through this website, we haven't really pushed this course catalog. And so, capitalize on opportunity, embrace the process, a whole year worth of goal setting the short course. Like all of these courses are in here, and we haven't really optimized how these courses get sold or distributed or anything like that. And then it occurred to me, folks, I'm going to go back to full screen here. I work with people that have learning management websites. I help people build their own learning management websites. One of the things I see people struggle with is launching some content inside their learning management website to get the site started, to get the site some energy, to get moving on something. They might have a great idea that they want to articulate over time, but they don't have something to go right now. And I can't believe I didn't think of this before, but we have all of these courses inside our website. So again, if I go back and I take a look at the course list, you're going to see that we have all of these courses, all of these things here. And it occurred to me, holy crud, I could just sell those things. So starting this week, we have add courses to your website today, and you can go directly and take a look at the first 6 courses we put up that are offered to be sold. And so let me be clear. This is not $149 so that you can take the course. This is $149 so you can download this course, upload it to your Lifter LMS powered website, and market it yourself and sell it yourself. So if you wanted to charge people $49.95 to take the course, within 6 purchases, you would recoup your money. So you only need 6 students to get your money back. Bulletproof keto. People love fitness. People love talking about, their diets and their things like that. Well, get the course. Get the course on bulletproof keto. Get the course on behavioral based goals. And if you're curious to know what these courses are, you can always go back to the course list that's on my website. You can sign up for one of the courses and you can go through it and go, man, this is cool. I'd like to put this on my website. And if you want to put a pre-formatted course ready to go on your website, here it is. A year long of goal setting, capitalizing on opportunity, right? Embracing the processes. I believe, right? All of these are available to download, upload to your website, and then move forward with. Folks, this week is that example that I've been talking about. This week is that example of showing some resolve, digging into the resources that you have and finding a way to forge forward. Okay? Focus. If I was to focus on the tariff burdens between Canada and the United States right now, I would lose my mind. As apparently some people have lost their minds. It is. I have a lot of friends in Canada. I have a lot of friends in Canada. I have a lot of things in common with Canada that most people wouldn't even understand. So, do I hate Canada? No, I don't hate Canada. But do I think it's weird that you tariff our eggs 300% and then Trump puts a 25% tariff on you and you have a meltdown? Like, the thing that blows my mind about the tariff talk, just in terms of basics, is when he says it's a reciprocal tariff, I'm just going to match what they've done to us. Why is that so weird? Why is that so weird? It's mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling to me. And so when you take a look at what other countries tariff the United States, so for the United States to tariff them back, that's bad. It's like, I say this all the time. When I worked for Ducati, I would have loved to have lived in Italy. And I asked multiple times, how difficult would it be for me to get a job at the factory here in Bologna, Italy? How hard would that be? I mean, I was already kind of up the food chain in America, right? So I thought I could just transfer over to Italy. And they were very blunt. Italy doesn't want you here. We won't be able to get you a visa to stay here. You can't come here. The only way you're going to be able to come here is to marry somebody from here. Like, that was it. Canada was the same way. And so when that was my experience with other countries, and then I'm supposed to feel guilty because I don't want to let other people just come here without a plan, that to me is very strange. Very, very strange. And so the words this week: resolve and focus. If you can have resolve and utilize focus, it's very easy to almost blend those words together. It's almost very easy to say, well, I have a lot of resolve because my focus is in there, right? No, I'm using them very separately. Resolve is that human nature to dig down deep within and find the energy and the stick-to-itiveness and the power to forge forward. That's resolve, right? So if you can use resolve, if you can muster a little resolve and focus, find something that you're going to accomplish. And I don't want to hear, I'm focusing on a 5-year project, I'm focusing on a 3-year project, I'm focusing on this year's annual deliverable. No. What I want to focus on this week is really dig in, find that piece of resolve, find resolve, and then find something that you can focus on and execute within like a week. Like, just find something you can plow through, that you can make happen. If you're in sales, maybe it's that you're going to find a way to contact that giant whale you've been trying to put on your list. If you're in production, you're going to raise production by 5% this week. If it is, efficiency or margins, or folks, you run your business. So you know what your keyword is. You know what your key performance indicator is that you want to kick in the pants. So I want to encourage you. Now, maybe you take, because today's Thursday, the end of the week's right here. So maybe you think about this. So maybe you break out focus first and you think about it and you go, what could I execute next week? What could I execute next week and really kick ass with? And then I want to ask you to just dig deep, find that resolve, focus, and make that thing happen. Like I just showed you in our case, it was like we already had some content, but we weren't purposing that content the way that I thought I could optimize it, right? So I was like, wait a minute. Mañana No Mas has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of files that could become courses. I mean, we literally have a giant folder full of content. And so as we focus on helping membership and learning website clients build their own representations, it occurred to me I have hundreds of topics for course material saved. And so we're going to develop this library of courses over time. I've got some members on my team that are going to help with this, and we're going to develop these courses, and we're going to have this directory of or library of courses that our clients will be able to access and use as part of their own web presence. You see, I want to use this gift of resolve and focus to be able to add value to my existing clients. And so that's our move going forward. And we're just going to continue to continue to find ways to drive value to the people that choose to do business with us. And that's the message for you. Like my prayer for you is that, you dig in and you really focus, find that energy, find that resolve, and execute on something that is new, a new goal that you can execute on this week. And I would love, 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 love if you came back to this video, saw the replay again next week, and put in your comment about what you did. How did you apply resolve and focus and come up with something new or elevate something that was existing to get further down the road where you want to be? All right, folks, that's it. I told you I was going to keep it short today. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. Enjoy the weekend. It's going to be awesome here in Kansas. The weather looks like it's phenomenal. I'm looking forward to another good mountain bike day on Sunday. And folks, I will see you soon. Bye-bye.